When we talk about concurrency or scaling out via the process model, can you explain kind of how the Mendix Low-Code platform handles a very heavy workload over many different types of processes?
Yeah, so if we talk about just in the IDE, when we're building logic, we have the ability to decide that pieces can go into a process queue, allowing for scalability of running these processes. And then when you start talking about truly scaling, right? So if I've built my microservice architecture and now I want this particular service to scale horizontally so we can take in more people. I can talk about an example being the state of Michigan during COVID relief fund needs. They spun up an application, and at its peak, we were getting thousands of people per minute hitting the server, right? So we wanted to scale horizontally to make sure that we could take more people on. And that's what concurrency is kind of all about.
Making sure you can scale enough while there's a ton of people in there and handle everything that they might be doing in that application, essentially, right?
Right. You're going to scale horizontally, vertically, but you can, and it's elastic, so you can actually go back if now that we don't have that peak load, we take it back. Maybe we put more computing power to it to report better or do more heavy processes to allow for those task queues to run quicker. It's all about configuration and understanding what processes you're supporting.
That makes sense. And it really does tie back to the other ones we've talked about. I know that I've mentioned this previously already, that a lot of these configuration, backing services, port binding, concurrency, all of them relate pretty heavily. And when we talk about it in the context of Mendix or low-code, a lot of this is kind of done automatically in the platform, or it feels very almost like second nature for low-code.
Right. And you'll find that a lot of people will lean towards the Mendix Cloud because that's exactly it. They've taken care of pretty much all of that. You're not in need of configuring. You're not needed unless you have those services you're connected to, and that's merely your configuration, right? But trying to deploy to another instance, it's point and click, and it all is taken care of because it's constructed exactly how a 12-factor app would.